I have two families.
Okay.
Okay. First, my first family is with my first wife that passed away, Dee, and that was the Tuggles, and we were all very, very close, and we all went to church, just loved each other and everything, and after my wife passed away, I met Gloria, which you know, and and it's been a wonderful relationship with her and her family. Her sisters are here now visiting us, and it's just real close. We're real close, and they just seem like they love each other, and they accept each other. You know, everybody's different, and they're willing to accept the difference. And especially me, I'm really different than a lot of people, so they accept me and love me, and so it's just a wonderful relationship.
What else we got? What are some school stories that you have?
School,
Yes.
well, I can go way back, but I'm not going to go that far back. You want college, high school?
It doesn't matter. I remember
Okay.
you telling me about how you used to walk.
Oh
here.
yeah, when I was in grade school,
Mhm.
well, not in this home, but just right up the hill I was raised, and it's about a mile over there where I went to school, Shelburne School, and that was a one-room school, you know, kindergarten through eighth grade, and I always walked it, you know. We all walked it, you know. There's a bunch, about five of them live this direction. We always walk together. Sometimes I walk with them. Sometimes I go through the woods, and it didn't make any difference. If it was snowing, raining, we didn't have no way to get home, but just walk, you know. And oh, I don't know. There were just a lot of stories I used to. I always getting in trouble. I was always the one that got in trouble and got the spankings in school. But one of the best deals I did, I really enjoyed doing, but I got a lot of spankings for it. But we had a creek right by our school, you know, over there, and we'd make pole vaulting poles just out of sassafras trees, you know, let them season, and and they would be about maybe 2 inches in diameter or something like that. But all us boys had one, and we'd go over in recess or noon after we got done, we'd run down there to the creek and jump over the creek, which was probably only about 15 feet wide. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I thought it would be real nice. So I cut during recess one time when we all went in there, and I said I had to go to the bathroom, and I went back and I cut them all about 3/4 in two. So at noon, when we all grabbed it and run down there, it broke and we all landed in the water. And so I got a couple of spankings for that. I was doing something like that all the time. So, but that was just me, you know. And that was, I guess, one of the biggest things I did, really bad things I did. But high school, I love high school because of the sports. I love sports, and I played football, basketball, track. We didn't have baseball in high school back in that time, or wrestling. I probably would have done wrestling instead of basketball, but that's okay. But I just enjoyed my sports and the people I met in high school. College was different because I was married, a little older, had children, and I went to college, and I didn't have a lot to do with the students because I was, you know, 5, 6 years older than them going through college, and I was working part time and stuff. But I enjoyed college, you know, I enjoyed, but I got through.
Yeah.
When I finally got through, I says, I'm done with school. I don't need to go back with a family, you know.
Mhm.
But,
Well, how did you meet Gloria? It's a good one.
okay. Well, after my first wife passed away, um, I retired. I was working in Florida at that time, and we came back here, and I just wasn't doing anything. I was just staying around here at the farm and not doing a whole lot. But I had some commissioners for Newton County, real close friends, which you know Mickey Poor, and I don't know if you know Buddy Powell, but they went to high school with me, and they were commissioners for Newton County. they came and wanted me to do their bridge design, which I've been doing bridge design and building them for quite a few years. And I says, well, I'm not really interested in it. But they finally got me to started. We're doing it slowly, and then Buddy Powell says, I got a lady I'd like you to meet. And I said, well, I don't know about that. And he told me, he says, well, she works at Penny's. Just go and look at her. She was in the jury department. She's kind of short. So I went up there, and she was the only short one I tried in there. And I went up there, and what Buddy asked me, what do you think? I said, well, yeah, but I probably won't ask. He said, oh, yeah, go ahead. So I didn't ask her personally, but I called her. And she talked a little bit. She says she doesn't date and all that and this and that. And I said, well, that's okay. I just checking in. And Buddy went up there and talked to her. Then I finally called her again and finally caught her at a time and asked her to go out. And she said no. And then Buddy Powell went back. And then the next time I called, she was real busy at work, and she says, yeah, I'll go. And we decided where to meet on 20th Street on Range Line. There was a restaurant there. I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was a real nice place to eat. And we went there and met at 7 o'clock. And because she had that jewelry store, United Metals in Neosho, when her husband passed away, and she knew a lot of the people I knew in Neosho. And we sat there and talked about the people she knew and some I didn't know. And then she found out she was a real close friend to my cousin, Leota Hill, which you know Leota Hill. Yeah. And it was just, and then we talked so long, they started sweeping the floor around us. So we looked and saw that, and he says, well, I guess we better go. I didn't realize it was 10. We got there at 7, and it was 10:30. Wow. And so that's how we met. And from then on, we had other dates and this and that. And 6 weeks later, we was married. 6 weeks. Yeah. So it's all been wonderful. We've been married over 17 years now. Mm-hmm. So it's been nice.
Let's see. I guess we can do that too. Besides just school, do you have besides just school, what are your other positive childhood memories?
Well, my dad was in construction, building dams mainly, and he even when I was 2 to 4 years old, I lived in Panama Canal. He was working during the war, working on the canal, building roads around the canal with the construction company he was with. And then after that, we went to Seattle, Washington, and he helped build a dam there. Then he went to San Bernardino. No, I'm not pronouncing it right. San Bernardino, something like that.
That sounds
right. Not quite, but and he helped build a dam there in California. Then we went to Kingman, Arizona, and he helped build. It was where the old airplanes, the graveyard airplanes, and they were stripping them and going to melt them back down. And then we went to Denver, stayed there for about a year, and then Loveland. And then when I was about 9 years old, we moved back to the farm. But all that time, I just had good memories of each one, you know. Now, in Panama, I don't remember anything in Panama because I was 2 to 4. And the first time I remember anything was like in Seattle. I remember flying kites in Seattle. And then each one I did get to remember a little bit more each time. But I've had a good life. I have a very good life growing up. And I enjoy the farm. And came here and we milked cows and worked on the farm. And I just enjoyed it. And I still enjoy the farm. You know.
How many different schools did you go to if you were...
Well, I didn't go, the first one was in California, and then Kingman, then there was one in Denver, then Loveland, and then Schaumburg, then Neosho High School, Joplin Junior College for 2 years on scholarship playing football, and then Rolla for 2 years.
Okay.
So, with that, that's enough.
Yeah, that's it. That is enough.
Yeah.
Um, family heritage. What can we do with that? Oh yeah. Okay. What about your grandparents? Like, what do you really remember about them?
Most of my grandparents were passed away when I was born,
Oh really?
and I had, well, I'll put it this way: I had two of them pass away before I was 4 years old. So I don't remember. I remember two of my grandparents. I remember my grandma Glover because she was in a nursing home, and we came back and visited her when I was about 5 or 6 years old. And I remember that, but I wasn't here for the. Yes, I was here for the funeral, and I remember that and the funeral. That's only two times because she passed when I was 6 years old. And my grandfather, uh, Culp, on my mom's side, that's I only remember him, and he was a real tall guy, and he's about 6'2", 6'3". Well, that's tall to me,
Yeah.
you know. But and I remember seeing him quite a few times, but I didn't get to come back for his funeral. He passed away when I was about 7 or 8. I'm not sure, but mother got to come back, but I didn't. And then so I really didn't have any grandma and grandpa, like you did, like a lot of people do, because I didn't I wasn't around them,
Okay.
so.
Um, what about like traditions you had, or that you have now?
Well, traditions I had is my dad taught me how to respect other people, how to work, and when you have a job, you do the best you can at that job, regardless. It's not necessary what you want to do. You do it the best you can. And so I've had that respect. And growing up here on a farm, the neighbors all work together and help each other growing up. Because back in that time, we had thrash machines, and it was the old thrash machine. It isn't like, you had the horses that pull the wagons and put the bales of wheat and oats and all that. Not bale of hay, but the bundles and this and that, and we'd all work together, thrashing it, hauling it in, and it'd take 30 or 40 people to do that, and we all worked together and eat at noon together and everything. It was just a real good growing up, and growing up with people around here, going to church together on Sundays, if everything worked out right. But we usually had our milking done by that time, and go to church. I grew up going to church at Cave Spring Baptist Church, just right over here. And but that's additions that he really gave me to help other people that's in need, and that's the way I tried to raise my kids. That it's more to life than just yourself. It's your neighbors, your friends, and all that. And try to do things for them.
How did that change whenever you met Gloria? And
no, that didn't change at all. Because I think she is a very loving, and she reminds me of my first wife a lot. They love to help people, and my first wife was a school teacher, and she loved kids, and Gloria loves kids, and she loves to help as she can and do things for people and stuff. So it's basically the same kind of a feeling I have too, helping people.
I was just wondering, like, because I know you guys go to Texas a lot. Is that for her family?
That's her family.
Okay.
My family is in Oklahoma, Mustang, Oklahoma, which is real near Oklahoma. My son's there, and I got a daughter in Webb City, and then my other daughter's at Festus, south of St. Louis. And we visit them, but it's about the same 3 or 4 times a year. And Gloria, we go to her family 3 or 4, maybe 5 times a year. And it's always a good relationship, with the families. It's good. Like just like last weekend, my granddaughter in Oklahoma got married.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, yeah. Ashton got married, and it was real nice. It was real nice. So
Do you guys do anything special for holidays? Like,
oh yeah, holidays are special. They've always been special. It kind of holidays with my first wife was celebrated always here at the farm, right here, because my kids always came back home and this and that. But after my first wife passed away, that kind of faded away a little bit. You know, I have one daughter that was real close to my first wife, and it was hard. It's hard for her to come here. She says because too many things remind her of her, and she was so close to her, and so I accept that, you know. And but we see her once in a while and visit her, so it's the middle one, and the older one comes, and my son comes once in a while, and but her family comes probably at least once a year. You know, like her three sisters are here right now, and they come about once a year. But we go down there more. But it's all a good relationship. It seems like everything works out pretty good. You know.
yeah. Let's see. This has got to be about an hour, so we'll see what else we got. Oh, that's a good one. What was your first job?
Oh, right here.
Right at the farm.
Farm. Because see, after I was probably 11 or 12, uh, we lost all our dairy cattle. It was a disease that you couldn't sell your grade A milk or even grade C milk to the companies, the plants, and all that. So we lost all but 2 cows, and we was milking about 30. And so Dad didn't get hardly anything out of the money out of them because they had that bang disease, it's called. And so he had to buy it. So then he had to go to work like he used to do a long time ago, and he worked for Carl Sweeney in Neosho. It's called Swiss Construction now, but and he did the grading, bulldozer, truck loading, or whatever had to be done, you know. And so that left all the responsibility of the farm, because he may be gone a week at a time, and only come home on weekends. I left it all to Mom and I to do all the milking and farming and everything. So my first big job, I always had a job before you even did that. I always had to feed the calves, take care of the chickens, this or that or whatever, you know, and clean the barn, because you know, and stuff. But that was the main. Really, it took a big responsibility because I had to do all the farming too, on the plowing, the harrowing and planting and stuff and everything. So, but my big major deal was after I graduated from college. I got a engineering. After I got my engineering degree, I went working for a consultant engineering firm out of Rochester, Goodale, and Moldman, Spain, in Salem, Illinois. And I worked 2 years there with them. And the only reason I quit is my dad had a tractor accident that turned over on him and smashed his legs up, and he couldn't walk. And so I just told him I had to go back and help here. And so I came back here and got the job at the Missouri State Highway Department, where I was worked a couple of years with them, you know, while I was going to Corolla. And so that, and then after retiring from them in '86, I worked for consultant firms in Texas, Corpus Christi, Orlando, and then Tulsa, then back to Sarasota in 10 years. And then my first wife passed away, and I says, I'm quitting. And I came back here, and then I got the job with Newton in Berry County, the county engineer for building bridges, designing them and building them. And that's kind of my career. I'm retired from one county right now, Berry County, and I'm working just for Newton County now, and working on the farm. That's about it.
Did you even in college were you like doing farm work and stuff?
In college, I always helped my dad when I went to Joplin Junior College and when I worked with the highway department here in Joplin. I always came home on weekends or other times during the week and this and that, help with dad on the farm. But after you see, the farm, I've always worked on the farm. Even the only time I didn't work on the farm was the 10 years from 86 to 96. And when I was consultant working other places, except in Tulsa. When I was in Tulsa, I drove home on weekends, But I've always worked on the farm, part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a pretty broad question. Is there any accomplishment that kind of stands out as like your what you consider the one that you're most proud of?
I don't know. There was I think my first most surprise was when I was playing football in high school. I got to be I don't know why they call it the most sportsmanship trophy in high school playing football, and most athletic in high school my senior year. And then after that, I don't know. I I played Joplin Junior College and did good there, and I scored quite a few touchdowns there too. And but I got not I got the second team my freshman year at junior colleges in Missouri, and I thought that was an honor, but didn't think too much about it. But and then my sophomore year, I got me and another guy got I don't know what it is, all American junior colleges, and he was on the first team, and I think I've got honor mention, and but that was it. And then graduating from Rolla was quite an achievement for me. I had three children by that time, see, so I was happy with that, and I don't know. I think what other achievements. Well, getting married, I both times been really outstanding, and I became a Christian when I was between 13 and 14 years old at Cave Spring Baptist Church, and that I really that's one of the main ones of all. It helped my whole life to try to become a Christian person that God wants you to be, and my parents were good Christians too, so it was a good upbringing. I don't know. There's just a lot of designs and bridges I've done. Just a lot of them, down in Florida. I did at Disney. I did two of their major interchanges and four-level interchanges into Disney. I did the design on it. I did do the construction of it. Did the design of them when I was down there, and did a lot of the bypasses in Florida. The I-4 corridor study, I did it, which was just the study was $2 million job. Just the study for that 45 miles had 22 four-level interchanges in it, and that was quite an accomplishment. And I did a lot for the highway department too, but it was more this secondary, primary, interstate roads like I-44, you know. But they were big stuff back in that time. But I really enjoyed the higher type of design that I did in Florida. Um, Tulsa. I did the third parallel airport runway for them back in the 90. That was from 90 to 93, and some other jobs in Tulsa. I don't know. I enjoyed them kind of designs, and I think the longest bridge I designed was a little over 1,000 feet long, and about 1,088, 89 feet, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but and then I've enjoyed doing what I'm doing here, designing these. They range from 40 feet long bridges to 100-foot long bridges for the counties, and that's still in, improving their county, improving the county. I think in the last 17 years, I've probably designed 80 bridges for Newton County and done them because I did the survey and design, put the bid package together and bid it out and inspect it all. Kind of a one-man operation for the county because they can't afford a lot of people to work for them like a consultant. And Barry County, I've probably done about 50 because it's a little different. I have my own bridge crew here in Newton County, so it makes it a little cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I don't know. I just enjoy my farm too. I should say that's accomplishment. I enjoy farming and stuff like that. But that's about it. I don't have a whole lot, but things I enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can talk an hour about it.
I'm trying to find some ones that don't overlap so much.
Just a common guy. I hadn't done anything great, so
that's okay. Let's see. Were there any activities or hobbies that your family did together besides the farm stuff?
Oh yeah, we played golf. We play ping pong. We play tennis. We grew up. I grew up in sports. That's a different subject altogether. But I started the Pee Wee Midget Football Program in Neosho back there in 74. And I did that for about 6 years or 7 years. I can't remember. Then I turned it over to some other people. But that's been a long time ago. First time we had about 120 kids show up for Pee Wee Midget football program in Neosho. And then I did the AAU track in Neosho. Did that for about 5 years. I didn't start it. Another guy started it, and he had to move on because he was a minister and he got transferred, and he asked me to take it over for him. So I did that for about 4 or 5 years. And that was about the same time football. So and then I coached baseball, softball for the girls, baseball for my son, and when they were little, not when they were older. Then I was also a state official referee in basketball, football, our family has been pretty well a lot sports minded. My kids ran cross country, and I ran with them, and teach them how to run, how to do all the stuff to do better. And golf, it seems like when we got older, we quit our running so much. But they do it for just keep in shape. But I can't run anymore because of my knees. But they still run. My family still runs. My son, their whole family runs, and they're going to run in some kind of tournament in the 4th of July at Oklahoma City, some kind of deal. It's a family run. I don't know. They all have certain distance they have to run. But I mean, our family is always, when we get together, we all don't have to, but we all love to play sports, do golf. We usually everybody plays golf. It seems we're not great, but we enjoy going out and playing. And they love to play badminton and tennis And ping pong, that's our main deal.
Hmm.
We will play that for hours. But and then fishing, we go fishing. Most of my family goes fishing. We go fishing. Um, we even have a great granddaughter that wants me to start working with her on deer hunting. So we always go deer hunting, do things like that. We've gone pheasant hunting, turkey hunting, all kinds of sports, And then in games, you come in
Hmm.
the house. We're game. We love games.
Hmm.
Rubik's Cube, whatever game you want to play. Try dominoes, and stuff like that. All them kind of games, card games. My son and their family like to play spades and hearts and stuff like that. And so, I mean, we're always doing something. If we're not, if it's bad outside, we got all the games inside that we play. So it's always something to do. I mean, we all like to do them kind of things.
Were there any games or anything like that you took up once you and Gloria got together that she like introduced you to, or?
Well, Gloria, because she has back problems, she got that when she was working as a stewardess in Texas, and because one of them carts that you trays, you push around it somewhere an air pocket or something, and it drops. The airplane would drop. It dropped, but it rolled back and it kind of crushed her back or something. And so she can't play golf, but she loves to play games. And she's learned. Her family didn't grow up playing games. Uh, Not the games that we play, hearts, spades, and all that, and Rubik's Cube. But boy, she loves to play them now, and she can beat me sometimes. Oh, that really makes her happy when she can beat me. And so, but outside sports, she doesn't care. She likes them, but she just doesn't, can't play it because of her back. Because she's tried to play a little bit golf, and when she hit the ground, it really hurt her. So I mean, we don't even try it anymore. So, but she loves. She stays home and cooks for everybody. She loves to cook for everybody, and but we just play a lot of games, have a lot of fun.
When did you guys start going to? I know you guys go to the MSSU games a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. We let's see. See, I was at Joplin Junior College, so I'm alumni,
Mm-hmm.
and she a few years ago, maybe it's been about 12 years ago, she got on the steering committee for the athletic department or all that steering committee, and I think she did. She just quit about a year ago, and she finally said she's wanting to get out of it, and that's okay. But we do a lot of cooking for the athletic departments. Like in the fall, we start out with a cook for all the football players on a Sunday night after they practice before school starts, and usually it's a spaghetti feed and all the trimmings and everything, and we get to meet the coaches and meet the new players and this and that. We enjoy that, and then we have the soccer team in the fall, and we always have there. Basically, we have one meal, and then the last meal when the family comes, the senior night, and all that. The last home game, we have a meal for the soccer team, and the basketball team, the boys and girls. We probably have at least 3 meals to 4 meals a year, and there's two other couples that help us. Dr. McIntyre and GL and Laura Tucker. He has a car business, and their homes are bigger. They can have about 40, 50 people come to their home, and we do that with both girls and boys, and we serve them meals and really we get acquainted with them. And Gory loves basketball anyway to watch it, so we go to we're linebackers in Missouri Southern. We go most of the basketball games at home. We might miss a few, but we're not very many. And then the track comes along, and we watch track once in a while. We don't take it up because she doesn't understand. She doesn't watch track, so she didn't do it. So she doesn't. I'm the one that kind of enjoys the track, but she'll go with me. And then the softball girls, we usually cook the last game for them. And we didn't do it last year for some reason. I don't know why, but we've been doing that for about 5, 6 years, and we didn't do it last year. Don't know why, but it's okay. Somebody else did it or something. But but that's basically what we do in Missouri Southern. And we just part of working with the groups and the college kids and stuff. We enjoy that.
Let's see. We'll try to hit 45. That's our goal. Um, let's see. Any activities or hobbies? We already did that one. That's a pretty big one. So you have 3 kids?
Yes.
And then how many grandkids do you have?
Oh, wait a minute. I think there's 4, 6, 9 grandchildren, and 3, 6, and 6, 7 great grandchildren. Seven great grand.
Wow. Do you want to talk about them for a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can start out with the oldest one, as Stephanie. She lives in Webb City, not too far from her parents, and she's had a lot of problems because she was real close to my first wife, and I've talked to her, but she was so upset when Grandma Dee passed away, and it affected her. I don't know. It just she still says she has problems with it. Gosh, that's been 18 years ago almost. But she's getting along okay. But I mean, she can't get her feet on the ground. But next one, this is all my middle child, Denise, and Aaron be graduating this April, last of April, at Johnson Bible College in Knoxville. And he's going to be he wants to be, what do you call it? Well, when military people come home and need to talk to people, what do you call that?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what that's called.
He was at Iraq for over a year there, and he says, I'm going to do that when he came back. So that's what he's done, and he's going to get his master's in it. He's coming back after he graduates from here, come back to Webb City, and then he's going to plan on going to Arkansas at Fayetteville or Springfield in Missouri to get his master's, so he can feel like he'd be more capable to be able to do what he wants to do. He wants to help the vets, when they come home. So, and Johnny is the next child in that family, and Johnny is just he's probably 23, and he helps his dad build houses, and that's what they do. And Matt is the next one. He's probably 18, and I'm not sure what he's going to do yet. So right now, I don't know. Then you go my oldest girl, Barb, Chelsea. She's getting her what is it, professor? Which is a strong
PhD?
Yeah, and she's over in France right now, finishing it up. She'll have 2 years over there. She's been at Chicago at, I think it's Northeastern University out of Chicago for 2 years, and then she goes over there for 2 years to finish up her PhD, and then she's going to have a job in France or here, either one. They want her to be a teacher or professor at their school or something, and they're doing real good. and she married a person when she was over France. She married Ramon, and I can't think of his last name. Oh, that's terrible. But um, but they're doing real good. And Tyler is the only child my oldest girl's got besides Chelsea, and he he's not living at home, but not far from home. He's not that old, but he's getting better, and he's gonna. I think he's going to go to college, but I'm not positive, you know. And so then we go down to Brian. Um, the oldest girl, Ashton, just got married last weekend, and she was at Columbia uh, and going to be a doctor, a surgeon, and she kind of dropped out for a while, and I think she's going to take up this fall, the way I understand it, at Oklahoma University. Going to go to be, instead of being a doctor, she's going to be something about a nurse deal, or something different. She's wanting something a little different. So she's going to do that, and her husband, uh, Chad Gatewood, is her last name, and Chad is got his degree at OCU, not Oklahoma City University, and in finance, and he does a lot of that work with oil, you know, where they go in there and do all this oil up in Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and even in Texas, where they go get the rights and the leases to the property owners and all that. He's involved in a lot of that, and he manages quite a crew on that, doing that. And then Meredith is the next one, and she got married in January, and she works for the city of Oklahoma. And something about the city of Oklahoma has an organization that feeds a lot of different places, and she has to manage. And there's something like 7 different organizations that she has to manage the food, and they do it every week. Some ways, I'm not sure exactly who all the organization she has to do, but also if something new, some big function comes in Oklahoma City, she's involved in organizing it, making sure the food and all the stuff, any big event comes. Um, her husband graduated in December this last year, and he's working for the city of Oklahoma, and right now, and he really enjoys it. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but he's working for the city of Oklahoma also. Then Addison, the next one, she's only a sophomore in high school, and she plays soccer, a really good soccer player, real good. And that's probably what she wants to do when she gets out of high school, probably get a scholarship in soccer. And she plays volleyball, cross country, and that, and track in high school. And I think that's all my grandkids. And the great grandkids, Isabella is the oldest. She's 10, and you know there's not a whole lot. She does play a little basketball and stuff. And going to play softball this year for girls, and the 2 little ones after that is Noah, and he's 6, and Christian, he's 5, and they're different. It's enjoyable to watch them play. They're just really about the same age, and they get in fights once in a while. So it's kind of fun for me to watch it. I get enjoy out of it. But once in a while they get to crying, and then I don't care for that. My ears just don't do that like it did when I was young. But my ears just don't care for the crying anymore. And then that was them 3. The other 3 is Ashton. She has 3, and them they have. Let's see, it's Kobe, Wyatt, and the other one is, I can't think of his first name, but his second name is Russell, the same as my first name. You know, they named the middle name after each one of their children's middle name is after. Well, one was after Tony, one's after Tony's dad, and no, Aaron, no, Ron Walker, my son-in-law, and then the last one was named after me in the middle name. So um, they're not very old, and but they do like to fish, and they love to come out here. When they come out here, we four-wheeler, and they love to drive the tractor with me and stuff and everything. But they're, well, I see them maybe 3 times a year, maybe they come out. But they say they're going to come more, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah,
I hope they do, they go. They'll get on the four-wheeler, so maybe they'll come. They'll get a little older, you know, and they say, "Let's go to Grandpa's and get on the four-wheeler," you know. Yeah. So, but you know, they're just at the right age right now. They're really young, you know. Like one's in the first, one's in kindergarten, and the other one's just a baby, a little over a year old. So, but that, I guess that's mainly. Oh wait, the other one I count is Jonathan in Colorado. That is Gloria's grandson from her first husband, you know, and but Gloria hadn't had a child, you know. That was when before they got married, the first husband, and but she classified that her grandchild, you know. So it's really good, and she'll be going up there to visit them the last of April, and she goes about twice a year, and he's a lawyer, and she's a head RN at one of the big hospitals in Denver. So she's doing real good, and we go up there. I get to go once. Maybe I've been up there twice with them. So but, that's basically my grandkids and stuff. Got a good family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very lot. I didn't realize you had so many grandkids and great grandkids.
Yeah. It's hard to remember all of them. And it's hard to remember all their names sometimes.
Yeah. That's 16. Yeah. We're at 47 minutes. I feel like we should have like some sort of closing comment, but I don't know what it should. Covered all the bases.
Well, I enjoy life, and I enjoy my friends. I enjoy my neighbors. I just and I like to help people, and if I can, you know, sometimes it's best to stay away, you know. But I like to help if I can, and you know how Reggie and I work together.
Yeah.
See, and then I have other people that a church I do this with, and we work together between, you know, you take care of our animals, we take care of yours while we're gone and stuff, and little things like that. I pick up the paper, you know, it's nothing big, but that's the things what life is all about, is stepping in and helping when you can, you know, like Reggie and I, your dad. We cut a tree down for him one time, or a couple of trees down, and do this or do that. You know, it's when somebody needs help, we're there to help, and that's the main key in life. We can't solve all the problems of the world, but we can help each other out, and that's what I like to do.
That's a very good closing statement.
Yeah, right.
That was really good.
Yeah.